Hey, everybody, welcome on in. It's ClayShare live at 5. I'm Jessica Putnam-Phillips, and look at this. We're not doing this tonight. We're doing something even better because we have Debbie from Dela Design Gifts joining us, and she's going to show you how to make a lidded butter dish. But I just wanted to share this because this is also from Dela Design Gifts. This is one of their cutters, their template cutters. This shape is like my favorite, and it pairs perfectly with GR Pottery Forms. So I have this cutter and the GR form, and look at this amazing platter that I made. You can see this fabulousness. I am so excited. So just another product you can get from Debbie. Now, Debbie's joining us tonight, but she's also going to be with us next week for ClayShare Con. That's right, ClayShare Con starts in 1 week. Less than 7 days, actually, because today's basically done. We are going to have over 40 demos. I think we're up to 43 now as of about a couple hours ago because we had a last minute reach out. We've got another person we've added to the schedule. So you can go to claysharecon.com to see the full schedule. We're going to have tons of giveaways. We're going to have special deals and sponsor offers. So many demos, so many tutorials. We're giving away a pottery wheel, an Artista wheel from Speedball. We're giving away an L&L plug-in fire kiln. Yes, that kiln will go to cone 10, and you can plug it into a regular wall outlet, which is pretty amazing. And to enter for any of these giveaways, plus the giveaway Debbie's doing tonight, you just go to clayshare.com and sign up for our email list. That is all. Now, other really exciting news we have here at ClayShare is we are launching the brand new ClayShare platform on Monday. So wherever you're watching us from, you will still be able to watch us, but behind the scenes, we got a whole new platform that's coming. It means we're going to have totally integrated community. We're actually going to have something brand new we're going to offer, which is a free ClayShare membership, which we've never offered before. So we'll have our premium membership, but then we'll have our free membership level so everyone can join and be a part of ClayShare. We're really excited for all that's coming, and you'll hear all about that in the coming week. Super exciting. That's going to launch on Monday. So you have to stay tuned for all that info. All right, so tonight Debbie is going to be doing her demo, and then after we're going to have a giveaway. I'm giving away a $50 gift certificate to Dela Design Gifts, or international winners, it's $75 because we know it helps to offset shipping. So a huge thank you to Debbie for doing that. I could talk all night about ClayShare Con, but come back next week and you can be a part of ClayShare Con and watch. It is free. You don't have to sign up to watch, but you do need to sign up if you want to be entered in the giveaways. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's go visit Debbie. I hear it's cold and snowy like Vermont down there. So let's go see how she's doing. Hey, Debbie.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my studio. Yes, I'm in Missouri, and we have a little bit of snow. Not too bad, but it's definitely chilly. It's not Vermont chilly, but we're getting through it. So we're going to do a butter dish today, and this is a new design. If you haven't seen my posts, I've been posting like crazy lately. I've been tweaking this for about 2 weeks, trying to get the design exactly the way I want it. It will hold a Kerrygold, which everyone has been really wanting. So it will hold the Kerrygold. You can hold the 2 sticks, or I mean, even just 1 stick is fine. If this of the stick butter, I guess this is what we have in the Midwest, which I believe is Western butter.
We have the
East
2
Coast
sticks like you have as well, the long skinny. But that would also work for cream cheese, right?
It would work for cream cheese, or I was thinking other blocks of cheese would be great for it.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And speaking of cheese, this little cute mouse here, I don't know what the best way to see that is. He is the freebie for the month. Every month with a $20 or more purchase, I have a free new stamp. And then after that month is over, then you'll be able to buy it if you want. If you miss the month, you can go back and buy old ones, or you can buy them in different sizes. They'll be in all different sizes after next month. So I also found this weird butter at my store, and I bought it, and it fits. It's a little bigger than the Kerrygold, not by much. So I don't know. I was intrigued. I'm interested to try it, but I haven't tried it yet. So they all fit pretty well in there. No problems. I'll show you a few of the ones I made. This one I made, this was one of my first ones, which is super fun and I have to show it. But this is when I was first tweaking the design. So it is smaller and doesn't fit. So that was the design process.
It's so cute, the design on it, though, with the pancakes and the butter.
It's got the, you make everything butter. It's got the pancakes and the muffins, and then it's got the bacon and eggs. So, and I've made plates to match these too. So I'll definitely be making this in the bigger style too, but it works for my butter. So I'm happy with it. So many people know I already have a butter dish design, which is Julianne Rausch's design, and I will continue to sell that. It only fits the sticks. It's a different design, and it's her design. I just sell it. So we will continue to sell this one as well. So that is the old design. And of course, the new design. So let's move some out of the way and we'll start making. And what started this was I got a call from Jeff from GR Pottery Forms about, I don't know, a month ago. And he said, I'm sending you some forms and I think one of them will work for a butter dish. And I said, okay, well, I'll make a butter dish out of it. So this is what he sent me. Sent a couple others. I'm assuming this is the one he was thinking butter dish. I think one of the other ones would work as well. I think Jessica knows what I'm talking about because she got the same forms as me.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the goal was to make this into a butter dish. So that's what we did. So that's why there was a lot of tweaking with the lid and trying to get it to match this. So what I've come up with is two different base designs so that you can go scalloped or you can go plain because some people don't like the scallops. I do have a plain one. I've only made one plain one base. And I don't have the lid for this one, but it's the same. They all fit. They all fit the same. So move these out of the way. So you can, and then this is the lid, and then there is a forming block to make the lid a lot easier. I was originally, probably the first 5 or 6 I made, I built them by hand without the forming block, and then I thought, you know, I'm going to see if it's easier, and it's just such a game changer having this in there. So you can make them without this, but I'm selling it as a kit. I am selling GR Pottery Form this time around. We've never done that before, but that was another thing that Jeff offered and said, I'll send you forms if you want to put together a kit. So huge shout out to Jeff for allowing me to do that. So the kit that you will get is the lid, the forming block, the GR Pottery Form, and then you can get a kit with both or with either or. So there are 3 different kits to choose from, depending on which you want. So let's get making.
Yeah, and if you want to know where to get them, you go to DelaDesignGifts.com, and that's where you can find all the things Debbie is sharing and talking about.
And I do have a coupon code going right now.
Coupon, I love it.
You don't need the coupon code because it's automatic.
You're doing an automatic discount.
I'm doing an automatic. It is actually, well, the code is actually ClayShare Con 2025. You don't need that.
You don't need to use
automatic. And I started it this morning. And it will go through, I think, the next 2 weeks. So It is for ClayShare Con and for this week. So it will not expire until after. I'll have the exact date. I'll post it. But I think it's Wednesday in 2 weeks from today, I believe. So I'm just prepping my clay. And I'm going to do something a little different this time. Typically what I do, I'm making the lid first. I lay out my lid, and then I do my stamping. And I lay out my design, and I always stamp first, always, or roll. If I'm going to roll, I roll first. I'm going to experiment a little bit with you guys tonight, and I'm going to stamp afterwards because I can stamp while it's on the form. And I want to try and go over the edge and see how it turns out. So we're gonna just play around some. So we are going to go ahead and build our form without decorating it or anything. I sure. So we're just cutting our clay out.
Debbie, what kind of clay are you using tonight?
I am using Dark Star from Kentucky Mudworks, which is a lovely cream colored speckled clay, which is what I made this one out of. So that's Kentucky Mudworks Dark Star. The speckles don't show up at all until the final fire. I typically go in afterwards and kind of just any of these little areas, especially around the area that's going to be exposed. I kind of clean that up just a little bit with a knife, or needle tool actually works best. And then I like to use just a barely damp sponge and just kind of soften that edge a little bit. Now this is going to be my outer. So if I were decorating, I would have stamped this edge or this surface. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to score these 4 areas here. And when I do that, I'm kind of pulling and taking a little bit of that clay away. So I want to put my thumb here and kind of support it because I don't want to stretch that clay. And I'm kind of pulling some clay away from here. And now I'm going to flip it over, put it on a board here. And again, I'm going to come in and soften my edge a little bit on the back side. And now I did these 2 on the outside, so I'm going to do these on the inside. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of pull away a little bit of that clay. And I'll have a picture on my website on the listing that will show this. So if you forget which ones do I score, which side, it'll be marked on there. Okay, and then one thing I like to do, so we're going to be forming this around the block. But what I like to do first is kind of prep it a little bit by giving it a score line. So what I'll do is just take a ruler, and I'm kind of I don't want to just come up here because then it's going to round up. I want to go in here against it. And what works really well, you can use your fingers, and that works, or using a rib. And that kind of gives it just a little bit of a start. And I do this on my square bowls as well. You don't have to, but I think it keeps it from rounding out. And you do want your clay to at least be soft enough that it's not going to crack when you're folding it, because you are folding this. So I've prepped that. Now the forming block, it is plastic, so there is that chance of sticking. I actually haven't made one yet using this without covering it. I don't know if it would stick. It probably would. So that's why what I do is I put like a nylon, or I like to use a trouser sock. And the one I like, because they're cheap and easy to get, is this. They're from Dollar Tree. It's a 2-pack. They're called trouser socks. They're nice and long. And since it's a 2-pack, you get 4 for $1.25. Good price there. And I cut off the ends to make it a little more manageable. And I use these for a lot of things. I use these over, water bottles to make cups, things like that. But any nylon, or you could put newspaper on it. I like these. They're not near as thick as a sock, but they're thicker than pantyhose, I think. I'm going to tuck my ends in here. Any questions, Jess? Is everyone quiet?
We have a few questions. Yeah. So folks are wondering how thick your slab is.
I go pretty thin on these. I would say I am under a 1/4 inch, just a little bit. I think on my slab roller, I use the Slab Mat brand for my slab roller, and it's set at probably 3/8 of an inch. And then by the time, with the thickness, the double thickness of the slab mat, it comes out to be a little under a 1/4.
Okay. So just under a 1/4.
You could go a little thicker, I think, but you don't want to go too thick, because we got a form here, and then we want this to fit into this dish. So in order to get it to fit in, you don't, if your clay is too thick, you're going to have a little bit of a struggle there. You can, push it out of, your form a little bit. You can make up for that if you get it a little too thick. So I've lined this up in here. And what I'm going to do is these ones are going to be on the inside. So I'm going to kind of form it a little bit here around this. And I know this isn't going to stay, but there's a good use for butter now in the studio. I am always propping with things like my rollers. My little rollers a lot of times are good to prop with. I prop with my cup a lot, or my my jar of slip. I'm always grabbing anything handy. So we've got that, and we're gonna do our slip here. I've never tried Kerrygold butter, so we're excited after this demo, that we're going to be eating butter. Everyone says it's so much better. So I'm ready to form this now and attach. And I want to make sure I'm getting this nice and tight here at the bottom, so it's not sagging down. And I am going to have this overlap here in the corner, which worked out really nice, because I tried making these different ways. And I tried the corner, and I tried the overlap, and I tried different ones. And this one I liked best because I didn't have to put a coil inside. Whereas with the corner, the 45-degree bevels, I end up having to put a coil in there.
Anytime I can avoid putting a coil in when I'm hand building, I'm all for it.
Me too. I don't do a good job of smoothing, and I struggle rolling a coil, and it takes time.
Yeah. I mean, it does, and you both of those are valid points, and I think you can make just as strong of a join without a coil when you have a nice overlap.
Yes.
The flowers that you have on your example piece, is that one of your stamps or your rollers?
I was going to talk about that.
Yeah, we get there.
This one here has this cute little birdhouse that's new, and there's a butterfly, and there's a worm, and a bee, and there's a ladybug, and a snail. It's got like all the critters. This is in my February mystery box. So that is the only way it is available right now. And my February mystery box is half price through Saturday. So a great time to order it. It's in the deluxe box. I think there's about maybe 12 stamps and then the roller, if I remember right. And the stamps are kind of a mixture of flowers, and there's a frog, and there's a goat and a lamb. So it's kind of a mixture of flowers and animals. It's the spring box. And if you don't want to do a mystery box, it will be available individually starting probably around the first week of March is when I list. Mystery box always gets sold individually after the month is over. So you'll see I've got a pretty tight fit here. And if you don't want to be using your fingers a lot and worrying about your clay, I do sometimes take a board, the GR boards, and I will give it a good, I'll do 2 of them. Let me find another board. I will take 2 boards and give it a good, keeping it straight. And that will help a lot. Now, I can flip this over. You'll see I'm a little messy here, but not too bad. It's a little easier to work on that. I found if I can elevate it a little bit, I'll use this one. My other one is, I think, too tall for the camera. But I can come in here and smooth it a little bit. So I'll get all 4 cleaned up real good, and I'll turn it over and do the same from this side. And I can kind of wash my hands in between.
So Debbie, is the only way to get the 4x8 GR Pottery Form currently is through your kit?
Currently, I don't know when Jeff is releasing it. I would imagine he would be soon, but last I looked, he had not released it yet. I know some people got them at ClayCon West. He had some there. I kind of wondered if maybe he was waiting till ClayShare Con to release. I don't know.
I don't know. I know he's got a lot planned for ClayShare Con, so there's
that maybe when he's releasing.
Be...
I don't know. I had asked him originally, when he said, make a butter dish with this. So I went back to him and I said, okay, can you release it February 12th so that I can do the butter dish on the 12th, the demo, and people will be able to buy them. And that's when he suggested that.
I love the kit idea. Absolutely.
I think people are really excited about it because they're only paying the shipping the one time. And they're not messaging then saying, which one do I need? I don't know which one I need, because we get a lot of that,
it takes the guesswork out of it. So you just go ahead and order.
And you can buy the pieces individually. And I did that too, because I know there are people that already got a hold of a form. And I know there will be people that will want, or they lose a piece and they, need another one. So all the pieces are available individually on my site, except for the form. I'm not selling the form individually. I'm only selling it in the kit. And that's partly because I only got so many at a time. We got 200 of them in last week, and they are all sold. So he is sending me every one of them.
Already sold.
Already sold. So if you already got yours, yay, you're going to get your order a lot faster.
But you're getting more.
But he's sending more. He's sending me 300 more. And I would imagine that he'll be shipping them any day now. By the time we get through the 200, our process, I think when I listed them for sale, I had about 100 of them ready to go. But, I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 pieces to print here. And, that takes a lot of time. So we had about 100 kits ready to go. But they still have to go through kind of our cleanup process and our inspecting and getting put into the, into the orders. So I don't think we've started. We probably shipped some this week, I would imagine. But the majority of them will not be shipping till a little bit later in the week. We also had some snow, and I know one of the girls doesn't like to drive when it's icy out. So I think we're a little short-staffed right now too. So the woes of a business owner. Yeah. So I was pretty aggressive with my, just because I'm talking and I'm doing stuff. But if you had a texture on this, like rolled out rolling pin, you'd be able to get a pretty good, just getting those edges. In fact, a friend of mine was over and made one of these a couple days ago, and she used a rolling pin. And, she had a little bit of that area in the corners where you lose the detail, but it's not bad. It looks, it looks good. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to leave this form in here. So we're going to do the base. Now, I'll show you a couple different ways to do them. And this is it's a Wallie from Jeff. So, he's got lots of instructions out there on how to do the Wallie forms. And you can kind of do 2 different ways. You can actually form it. Let me find my samples. You can form it as a Wallie, and then you've got that side edge. Or you can do, like, you cut first and do a pressed plate and still use the Wallies for that if you're more comfortable doing the pressed plate. So I'll show you both. And I'll show you kind of how I do them. Almost the same as Jeff, maybe a little different. I think everybody does things a little bit different. It's always nice to see other people's way of doing things.
And so we had some questions. People are asking what else they could do with the lid former. And I was thinking that would be a great little baking dish, like a little loaf pan baking dish.
I think it would too. I know
or a planter, like a window box planter.
Yeah, I know a couple people too have said that they're gonna, because this one, I didn't put knobs on a lot of them because they were all testers while I was testing. But that's a cute, like you said, that's a cute flower pot.
Yeah, a little flower pot. You can make a baking dish. It could have a little,
and you could still do the butter dish and put your knob on the top, and now you've got this cute little
lidded casserole, maybe a mini casserole,
or just drink.
Yeah, like a little cottage. It's so cute. Also, if you put feet on the deeper dish, you could use the lid as the catch tray for a planter, so that absolutely. There's limitless.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Nothing
about that one.
Nothing in ceramics or pottery is ever just one thing.
I love to be able to dual purpose anything of my designs. I'm always kind of on the lookout for that, ways to dual purpose things. So great ideas, because not everyone uses a butter dish.
It's true.
So this one is going to be a pressed form because it's a smaller piece of clay. So I'm going to go ahead and use my little ruler here. I like to kind of mark and see where I'm going to be at on it. There we go. Going to smooth a few of the little lines there. And now, if we're using it as this as a pressed form, then we're going to cut first. We'll go ahead and use the plain one this time. I don't give the plain one enough love because I like the scallops.
I love the scallops as well, so I'd be right there with you.
This is also a little bit firmer piece of clay. When you're forming it around the Wallie, you want a softer piece of clay. So now all I'm doing, clean up my edges a little bit. And you also could do this as a drape. I typically drape. I don't do pressed ones very often. And we'll grab our foam and line it up. I'll go this way with it, a little easier. And I'm just using this the way you use the other GR Pottery Forms. Now, let's see. I should have put that on a board before I took that off, but we can scooch, I think. So now this is the point where we do want to make sure that we're fitting good. And we're going to take our guy here and we're going to place it in there. And then I would let this dry this way. That's what I've been doing so far, has been putting them together, kind of wrapping it up a little bit and letting them dry. Of course, we would do the knobs still, and we're going to decorate this one. But I am going to go ahead and show you doing the Wallie form first. How are we on time, Jessica?
You have about 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. So we've got plenty of time to do the other. Some people ask about the Wallies.
Yes.
How to do those. So find some softer clay.
And you did say that your February mystery box is the one that's half off?
It is half off.
Okay.
Through Saturday, February 15th, which by the way is
so yeah, that's a great deal because you do put those stamps available. They'll all be
in
March.
In March, they'll all be available individually, but
they won't be half off. So,
right. And that's another reason why I do the automatic discount for ClayShare Con, so that in your cart, the 50% will still be on the mystery box, and then the 15% on everything else. It won't double, but you'll be able to buy both items at the same time.
And still get a discount on that, both
And
of them,
still
which
get
is
a discount on everything.
fabulous. Yeah, that's fabulous.
If I do the coupon code, then it's one or the other, and it doesn't let you use both. So I think we're going to stamp this one since we haven't done any stamping yet. And like to figure out where my form is going to go. Got my little mark there. And I'm going to do this one. This is one of my bigger stamps, so I think it'll be fun to do. Let's go there. And on a bigger stamp, you do want to kind of, walk it a little bit. And then, of course, the area that is not on the end, that middle area is going to need a little more pressure. And we just kind of pop it out of there. And we've got some cute little things to go with that. Let's do the bee on it because I love doing the bees everywhere.
I love the bees. I like to use your little tiny bee stamp on my thumb rests for mugs.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
It's so cute.
And if you're not a bee person, I have little butterflies and dragonfly, all kinds of little guys that go around really well. So we are ready now. Let me put this on a board. What we're going to do is line up our form. And then we are going to flip. And here's where I stray a little bit from what Jeff does. He uses like a rib and he ribs his. I don't do that. I'm kind of pulling in first. And you don't want to go too much at one time because it's going to kind of want to fold up on you. So you're kind of walking around and do a little at a time. And then I will take a barely damp sponge again. And again, this is not wet. There's nothing coming out of this. It's just barely damp. And I'm going and kind of pushing that in there. And I am ready to put my initials on the bottom of it. I do make these little initial stamps that kind of convenient to have. And then we're going to cut. And of course, you can do your own different shapes around this if you don't want to use a cutter. Pull that off. Again, we're going to kind of clean up our edge a little bit. And these are ready to come out like right away. If you're using the original forms with the 45-degree angle, then you need to let it set up for a while. But these come out immediately and hold their shape.
And there was a question, what size flower stamp did you use for that?
I believe this is a 5-inch, but we'll measure. Yes, this is a 5-inch one. I have another, the smaller one just like it here as well. And it's 4 inches.
And that's one of your flower stamps that
and
folks can get.
I believe this is a wildflower. It matches my wildflower roller, not the one we used tonight. It matches this wildflower one.
So if someone just goes on your site and searches for wildflower,
they should be able to search wildflower.
Yeah, it comes right up. Wildflower swag stamp. There you go.
And again, I would kind of clean up my edges a little here, but we'll skip that for time. But again, I'm going to make sure that my form fits, and that is how I would let it dry. But let's go back to our form here. And this is what I kind of wanted to experiment with a little bit. I wanted to try going over the edge and see how it did. So we're totally experimenting now. Okay, I think we look pretty good. I probably could have gone a little deeper here, but not bad for a first try on that. Let's go ahead and do the other side too.
I was thinking when you were making it that it would be really great to stamp on because you've got the form inside it to support it. So it
needs a little bit of support with your hand underneath, but it's pretty, they're pretty solid. And it's nice too for doing your handle or your knob. It's nice to have that in there so that when you're putting it on there, you've got that support. Okay, I think that's kind of fun. And then we do have butter stamps.
I love the butter stamp.
The butter stamp, we came out with like a line of like pantry words, and we've got flour and sugar and honey and all of that we've had now for a little while. You can buy them individually. You can buy like a set with a whole bunch of words.
I want to like make one of your toast plates and use like put buttermeat on it or something.
Yes, that'll be fun.
So cute.
So I'm just going to kind of put this on here. Obviously, I think most people know it's a butter dish. You don't have to have that on there, but I think it's a cute addition.
Now, do you have a stamp that's pats of butter as well?
I do not. That might be something I have to work on.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would go, but that could be very fun.
I don't know either. Now, someone did ask about on this one, I have the frame around it. And I have lots of these different frames that work with them. I think someone asked the size on the one I used, and it is a 2.5 on that. And it fits well with butter. And then that one would be another one that would fit good. And these are called Frame Your Name stamps. There's a whole, I don't know, there's like 12 different ones that are nice for framing words or names.
What glaze is on that? That's beautiful.
Oh, isn't that pretty? That is, that's a Spectrum Celadon. It was my first time using it. Now I did put, I think in the indentations, I think I put Stroke and Coat Blue Yonder, I believe. Is what I put in there. But yeah, I was really happy with that one. That's a pretty one. Okay, so now we would want to take this out and clean up our corners here. Like I said, we really don't need to put a coil there, but we do want to kind of clean them up a little bit. I think I'm going to wait a little bit on this one. It's still just a little bit soft there. And then the other thing is, you'll notice I rounded these edges. That's so that, you know, when you're going here and then you're smoothing out, sometimes that corner starts to grow on you and gets a little bit taller. So that kind of helps with that. But I do like to kind of go in afterwards with a longer knife and just kind of verify that I'm not a little too tall on that corner, you know, because depending on how much you're stretching the clay, you might have just a little bit of an area that sticks out. That corner was good. So I'm going to leave this on the form a little longer, though. I actually had some I built. I ended up leaving them overnight. I did have them wrapped up, though. And that seemed like good timing, but I know everyone's studio is different. Everyone's clay is different. So you don't want to let it set up too long in there, but you do want it to be able to hold its shape pretty well. I did make one earlier. How are we on time, Jessica?
You have got 6 minutes.
Okay. So I don't know if everyone has seen Kathy Skaggs' video about stamping with the inks. So the new Amico inks, I believe she's going to demo this during ClayShare Con. So be sure and check it out.
She is, yes.
A lot more than I do. And I know I've tried it a couple times now, and I think my inks are not dried out enough. I watched her video and it looks like I need to dry them out a little more, but I made this one using my stamps and the inks. And I made this a few days ago, so it hasn't been fired yet, but I thought that was a really fun one. So those are all my stamps and the Amico inks, and I used the green and the black. And what I'll do is I'll fire this to bisque, and then I will probably use Paula McCoy's Colors for Earth and paint in some of the details. So
I love it.
Fun,
yeah, that's great
of doing things. So this Farm Fresh was actually the Farm Fresh egg stamp. And because I was using the inks, I just inked this top part, and I was able to just do that on the top, and then I used the butter underneath. So I figured if we had a little bit of time, we might go ahead and I'll show you just one or two things on here. We'll go ahead and do this on the end. I did wrap it in, I stamped this before I formed it, and I put the saran wrap on it. And that's another thing, watch Kathy's video, because I think she has a better quality of saran wrap. Mine was kind of messy and hard to use, but I still managed to get it together pretty good without, messing anything up. So I have these little sponge daubers. I think Kathy uses one like this in the video, but I have a whole bunch of these. That's starting to get dried out more now, so I might get a better stamp. I've only done this a couple times now, so I'm still playing around too. But I think it'll be a game changer for a lot of people using the stamps and the inks together. We're going to do this upside down since I've got kind of an angle here. Will it work on live TV? Oh, not bad. Not as good as my other stamp did. I think the key is learning the consistency of the inks. Oh, that one I didn't get so good. But something fun to play around with.
It's very fun. Yeah.
We'll be demoing it on ClayShare.
Oh, so she is. We're going to have too much fun, all of us.
Absolutely. So any other questions before I go? Obviously, I would be putting a knob on these if I were, motivated to. I did the B knob on this one, and I have a video on my Instagram, just a short reel showing how I make the little bees. They're really fun and easy to make. I put them on the lids of like honey jars and things like that.
So the questions we have is some folks were asking about the kit. So you get the butter dish kit, you can pick the scallop or the straight, or you can buy the pieces separate.
There's 3 kits to choose from. So one kit is going to come with the forming block, this one right here, which of course mine's covered. And then you'll get a GR Pottery Form, and then you'll get the lid. And then kit 1 comes with both for the people that want variety. And then there's another kit that comes with everything but only the scallop, and the other kit comes with everything but only the plain. And then everything is available for individual purchase if you'd rather go that route, except for the form. I'm not selling those individually just because we don't really have enough, and I'm doing it as a kit. So Jeff, I assume we'll have these pretty soon, I would imagine. So
I assume
if you're wanting to order a bunch of stuff from Jeff and you want to go that route instead, you don't have to get the form from me, but the kit will have the form in it. And it is the 4x8 Wallie rectangle whenever he does release it. That's what it is, in case you need extra ones then.
All right. So the other question I was just going to share and let you all share with everybody. There's 15% off on that kit even too. And it's automatic in the cart. You got to put it in the cart. And you'll see it show up there.
It won't show up really until you're in the cart, and then you'll see the 15% off of everything. The mystery box is the same way. It will have the regular price on it, and when you put it in the cart, it will automatically show up at 50% off. And there's a basic box and there's a deluxe box. The deluxe box is the one that has the roller. Typically, the deluxe box always has a roller in, and the basic box does not. Every now and then I do 2 rollers, and then there's one in both. The deluxe box, you get everything in the basic box, plus more things. So you don't want to order both. It's not like, I want more things, I will order both. You're only ordering one or the other. The basic has, I think, like 7 items in it, and then the deluxe has those 7 items plus
some more,
like 7 more. So ish.
There's a lot. There's a lot, and so
my Instagram. Always go to my Instagram. Debi _DelaCruz, and Debi is DEBI, or my Facebook page, which is Dela Design Gifts Pottery Tools, I believe. You'll find it. So I always give sneak peeks on the mystery box. You're not going to get to see everything, but you'll see at least a couple of things, and it will give the dates on when it's available and when it ends, the sale price. And then I'll just, anytime I'm doing something new, like these are on there as I'm testing or as I'm doing things. And, I love feedback too. So give me feedback on things and what you want to see, and give me a follow and a like.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So thank you so much, Debi, for joining us for pre ClayShare Con. So like pre-gaming a week out. and a great discount. Thank you so much for a wonderful demo. And we'll see you in a week.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
All right. Thanks, Debbie. So a great
butter dish. I love the large size. Great for cream cheese, for those larger blocks of butter. You know, if you're looking for that 1 pound size, for using maybe just for, I would turn it upside down and use it as a baking pan or a planter. So many things you can do with the set. Now you get 15% off automatically everything on the site except the mystery boxes, which the mystery box for February, the price you see when you put it in the cart, it is discounted 50%. You don't have to put a code in, it's automatic. So 15% off everything, and then the February mystery box is 50% off, and you get that by putting it in the cart. So it's a great chance to get Debbie's cutters and stamps. I know she's gonna have great stuff coming for ClayShare Con, but if you want to get a head start, and I know people are like, oh, I shouldn't be shopping yet, because ClayShare Con does have some of the best of the deals of the year on all your pottery supplies and tools, kilns, wheels, you name it, we got it. I mean, the best deal is the fact we're giving a wheel and a kiln away. Like, you can't beat free. But tonight, we have a prize. Debbie has so generously offered a $50 gift card to her website. Those of you who are international outside of the US, you get a $75 gift card because we know how much shipping costs. Believe me, we know, because we pay it first and then we have to pass it on to you. And none of us here who have to pay for shipping, us who make products, are happy about it. We wish we could ship things for free, but sadly we have to pay for it, so we have to charge you for it. So, but Debbie is so kind to offer that little extra bit to help offset the shipping. All right, so the winner of tonight's prize is Andrea Golden. Congratulations, Andrea. You get to go to Dela Design Gifts and do a bit of shopping. Maybe you'll get the butter box, maybe you'll get the February mystery box, maybe you'll get both. Use the gift card to pay for what you got, and then you just got to pay a little bit on your own, or maybe you can get it all in there. I don't know. You'll see how you do. I don't know. All right, so as I mentioned at the beginning of tonight's broadcast, ClayShare Con starts next Wednesday. It is 4 days of online broadcasting, demos, tutorials, brand new product reveals, giveaways every day. We are going to be coming to you live. That starts Wednesday, February 19th, Thursday, February 20th, Friday, February 21st, and Saturday, February 22nd. And on Saturdays when we'll be giving away the kiln and the wheel, along with all the other prizes we'll be giving away throughout that entire week. This is our 6th annual. Did you notice my lovely apron that Charlie Savat made for me? And see the logo I designed for this year's ClayShare Con? Yeah. Pretty fabulous. You can get your own ClayShare Con t-shirt, and if you go tonight and order it on ClayShareMarket.com, you should get it in time for ClayShare Con. I think you could. So if you want to get those, go get those now, and you can be wearing your ClayShare Con shirt. Charlie's also giving one of these aprons away to a lucky viewer of ClayShare Con, although you don't have to watch to win, you just got to enter. And we have a lot coming to you next week. Not only does ClayShare Con start on Wednesday, ClayShare, we are launching our brand new platform on Monday. So a lot is happening. So on Monday, you will go to ClayShare.com. Those of you who are premium members, what will happen? Well, we talked a bit about it already, but I'm just going to give you a little run through right now while I got you here with me. You're going to go and you're going to see, oh, the ClayShare app. I just need to update it. I did that. They're going to want you to reset your password. Okay, reset your password. That's it. That's all you have to do. Easy peasy. You don't have to worry about anything else. You now are on the brand new ClayShare platform. On the new platform, in addition to all of the classes we already offer and the workshops and the amazing discounts, we will also have a community. That's right. We have our very own built-in ClayShare community right there on ClayShare.com or on the ClayShare app, depending where you like to go to use ClayShare. It's going to be there, so you don't have to leave ClayShare at all for the community. Now that is a feature just for our premium members. We also have a calendar, so you can see all of ClayShare Con on the calendar, as well as other events coming up for ClayShare throughout the year, which is really fabulous. We are also going to have a brand new feature Well, we have so many other brand new features, but one of them is we are going to have, in addition to our premium memberships, we're going to have free memberships. What does that mean? That means you can go to ClayShare. You can sign up for your free membership, and that way you're included in all of our giveaways. You get emails so you know when they're happening. You know when we're having a tutorial like we had tonight, because you'll get emails about it, or any other events happening in ClayShare land. You will find out about them. And we're super excited to have that. We don't currently offer a free membership, so you will not be obligated to pay anything. You can just join as a free member. And again, free members won't get access to the community and many other things, but you do get to be a part of ClayShare and get some great clay learning. All right, so what do you need to do? Well, Monday, you guys are gonna, what are you gonna do? I wanna hear you, what are you saying? You are gonna go ahead and you are gonna update your app, and then you're gonna sign in again with your new password. It could be the same password. I don't care what password you use. I don't need to know it. I don't wanna know it. You're just gonna go ahead and do that. You wanna be a free member? Go sign up for your free membership. Get that membership. Then you are entered in all of the giveaways for ClayShare Con. Then on Wednesday, you're gonna come join me live for the welcome, and then we're gonna have some demos, and it's just gonna be 4 days of fabulous clay fun. Yes, everything is recorded, so if you can't make it because you might have to work, I tell you though, you can watch while you're at work. Many people do. Don't tell your boss. You just turn it on, pretend you're working, be like, oh yes, yes, yes. Watching ClayShare Con. Nobody needs to know. So that's going to start on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I can't wait to see you all there. It's going to be the best yet. Last year we had over 350,000 people watching live over the 4 days. We're expecting record numbers this year, so there's going to be a lot of people hanging out with you all. So don't miss it. Come join us for all the fun. Premium members, you guys got a class coming up at 6:15. We're going to be doing this beautiful Mishima carving class, and I know you probably can't see it very well, but I am going to walk you through all the steps to do this fabulous surface decoration class. Oh wait, I bet we could go to camera 2. Right? So we're going to do this next. So I will see all my premium members in just a minute. Everybody else, guess what? I'm going to see you next week for ClayShare Con. I hope you're ready, because it's going to be more amazing than anything you can imagine. I'll see y'all next week. Bye, everybody.